many respects, revival starts with a single individual, a person. Revival starts in me. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land. We have to have our own personal revival before we can have a revival in a church congregation setting, or in our community, or across an entire nation. So we have to have our own personal revival. Now often that begins with getting the sin out of our lives. Now whatever that may be, whether it's a sin of commission or a sin of omission, the Bible tells us specific things we are meant to do and also things that we are not meant to do. And if we transgress in either of them, then we're not fully right. But also we have to get right with God and with one another. Now it's interesting, in the Pyongyang Great Revival of 1907 in Korea, which is now the modern day capital of North Korea, it started in a big convention when an elder confessed his sin, and basically he had stolen the sin of Achan, and because he confessed his sin openly, he came under deep conviction of sin, and literally the Spirit of God came down upon that meeting, and people were on their faces before God, and 50,000 people were converted in that year. And you have to bear in mind that Christianity had only come to Korea less than 25 years previous to that, so it wasn't a Christian nation by any standards. In revival there's also a lot of humility. We realise that the best that man can do, quite frankly, is not enough. We really need God to do it for us. And that's why we will come before God and we will humble ourselves. Evan Roberts was burdened for a revival for 13 years before it came. And he had several months before the revival, he had divine encounters with God the Holy Spirit late into the early hours of the night. For 13 years, Evan Roberts was burdened for revival. And he prayed fervently for it. And several months before the revival actually broke out in a place called Locker, South Wales, he had divine encounters with the Holy Spirit. And this went on for about 2 months, literally for every night between 2 and 3 hours. And in an interview he said he was literally taken up into heaven and saw wonderful things. And God really, really got a hold of him.